Welcome back to Amazon Tea Time. We are an Amazon creative specialist team, and today we're going to show you some of our favorite snack brands and the A+ content that they're using on Amazon to show up and convert. My name is Daniela Bolzman. I'm the founder of Mindful Good, and this is my amazing creative director, Anaya. Anaya, are you ready to get down and show them the
Yes, and
snack
I've
haul?
already added some to my cart.
We shouldn't have come into this hungry because I'm already, after looking at the ones we're going to show today,
I
I'm already
know, I
drooling.
know.
But that is our specialty. That is our specialty. We create what we call drool-worthy content for Amazon. So we are going to show you some examples of the work that we have done with our favorite food brands on Amazon. But we're also going to show you some that are out in the wild right now that we love and admire. And one of our favorite things is curating these and sharing them with an audience, because if you go and Google top 10 A+ content designs for food brands, you are going to find a bunch of blogs that just have a bunch of bad examples. So this is our way to kind of curate those from a creative team that works with e-commerce brands day in and day out and helps them bring their beautiful aesthetic to Amazon. All right, we are kicking it off strong with Blake's. This was one of my favorite projects to work on. This one we actually turned into a case study. The results were incredible. They saw a 472% increase in sales within 30 days of uploading this content. This is an example of what can happen to an established brand in a category when they elevate their content. Like, they had come to us and they had said, like, we know our content is falling behind for our category. We've done everything with ads. We've got traffic figured out, and we just can't figure out how to get through the next plateau. And immediately when we updated the content, they saw this huge lift in sales. So this speaks volumes to what you can do in this category when you lead with really high-end, thoughtful, creative, and you can tell this is exactly on brand. It ties into their packaging. One thing that I know you love, Anaya, is seeing the hero shot at the top. When you have a family of product like this, one of the best things you can do is show it right away above the fold so that people can see the different flavors. And what we did in this case is we paired it with all of these beautiful little lifestyle eye candy elements, like that big fat cinnamon bun that makes you just want to like take a bite off the screen. That's the kind of thing you want to do to make your product drool worthy, especially in the food category where people can't taste your product yet. So you have to show them what your product is going to taste like. If I didn't see that cinnamon bun there, I probably wouldn't have even saw that it said cinnamon roll as a flavor. So this is the kind of things that you need to think through and bring these elements into your creative. I also love their packaging. That's one of the things that this category does so well. If you want to stand out, start investing in really great packaging and then translate that to your creative on your Shopify site, on your A+ content pages. What we see time and time again is the brands that are standing out in their category. It doesn't even have to be the food category. They lead with an investment in their packaging, and then they consistently do everything else well around it in terms of where they show up in the wild and in the world on digital and in retail. So this is an excellent example of that. You can see it's got a lot of other elements going on. What do you think stands out to
I
you when
think
you
it's
see this
that
project?
every scroll, you're going to see the bar in a totally different way. And it just makes you almost mouth water. It looks so yummy.
Yes.
And the bar in different scenarios, like a kid doing their thing and having their bar, and then someone taking it to school, a mom putting it in their child's bag,
Yeah.
and it's in different scenarios.
Exactly. And them in the
Exactly.
car right there. They're like, we're taking a road trip. We got snack time. So we're doing all of the product in use type of scenarios so that parents, when they see this, they can relate to the product. They'll be like, great. And the other thing that we do really well, and this is just a pro tip in general, if your product is allergy friendly, be sure to put that as close to the top as possible, because anytime a parent has questions in their mind, whatever the questions are, but in this case, is this safe for my child to eat? My child has a fish allergy or an egg allergy or a peanut allergy. Those are so common these days. Put that information as close to the top of the fold as possible so that it's right there and they can't miss it and they don't have to go digging for it. How annoying must that be as a parent to have to check every single label for your child, but you have to do it to keep your kids safe, right? As a creative working in that space, these are the things that we have to just check the box in the customer's mind. And in this case, the customer is the parent who's protecting their child. So just make it easy for them. And also make it look yummy. That's the lesson here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, parents, they're looking at a lot of competitors to make sure they're getting the right product for their child. And if we just have an us versus them that tells them that you are making a really good decision, it just makes it so easy to choose your brand. All
Absolutely.
right. Next product is the Chickpea Hearts.
Ooh, this one's one of my favorites. I love this one.
I love that it has like big and bold
Oh,
lifestyle images, just like happy people enjoying the product. It
yes.
makes me want to be in their place.
Full transparency, we did not design this, but this is one of the ones that I'm
Hmm.
falling in love with. It's so over the top creative. It's like every transition, all the layering that's happening. Look at that. That's a video, but on top of the video, that's a custom banner so that it doesn't disrupt the flow and the seamlessness of this landing page style design, which we are, I don't know if we invented it, but that's the thing that we are known for bringing to Amazon. We are known for that seamless design top to bottom to make your content feel like a landing page. We've been doing that for like 8 years on Amazon. But specifically, if you look at all of the elements top to bottom and how things are layered very creatively, but also just some of the best practices that they're deploying across everything. Like it doesn't feel overly cluttered. Everything still feels very easy to read. It's very fun. The personality is brought in for the brand. The fonts are big and bold. They're like
Wow.
check, 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 doing everything really, really well.
Also, the colors just makes it pop so
Yes.
much. So the next brand is TOSI.
This is another one of our favorites that we did get to work on, and one of our favorite brands in general. A little bit of context on this one. This brand came to us after a rebrand, and so we got to do a photo shoot with them, and you can see there that's a beautiful photo from Suna. And this is a brand that really leans on authenticity and trust and making sure that people know what they're getting. And so we led with that throughout. All the photos are not AI photos, these are real shoot photos, and you can tell the difference on this. And look at TOSI means
Yeah.
true. So you get that. It's communicated. It feels very trustworthy when you see it. There's a lot of brands that come to us at the stage. Actually, many of our clients have come to us at the stage where, in the case of Blake's, they had hit a plateau. In the case of TOSI, they were going through a rebrand and wanted to refresh all their content. Those are the two most common scenarios of most of the brands we work with, where they realize in that moment, as they're either plateauing or wanting to refresh, that it's time to bring that next level to their content everywhere, not just Amazon. And so we were honored to get to work on this project with them. It's a fantastic product and such a
Yeah.
fun project. What stands out to you?
I just love the fact that the story of the brand comes out so much. We have a founder story from our family to yours, and which makes me feel more connected to the brand.
Yeah, one of the things I like to say is people love to hate on Amazon. You either love Amazon or you hate Amazon. If you talk about Amazon on Thanksgiving with your family, I bet you half the table is going to be like, Amazon's killing small business. And the other half of the table is going to be like, I ordered 50 things this week. So the thing that I like to say is we need to show the brand builders behind these brands whenever possible. And that right there is what's helping you connect to them and feel like, okay, this is a brand I want to support. I just did an article about this on my Substack too, about how like if you're US owned, put a US owned badge. If you are female owned, put a female owned badge. And better than that, if you can show a photo of yourself as the founder, it's going to help people connect with you and realize, oh, this is someone like my next door neighbor. It's not going to feel like it's somebody off in a faraway land that is taking our dollars or cheating small business. These are the new small businesses of America. This is them right here. And you get to see them right here. You know, everybody's afraid to show themselves online. People are just afraid to come out and put themselves out there. But what they're doing is amazing. They have a great story, and you should be proud of the businesses that you're putting into the world.
Yeah,
It's my
exactly.
my little coaching moment of the video. For all the founders out there who are nervous about putting themselves out there, put yourself out
Yeah,
there.
and especially like images that are so authentic and real. Like nothing about this is perfect, and that's what makes me feel connected to this brand emotionally.
Yeah.
The next brand that we're talking about is Little Spoon. So this is a chips product. It's basically puffs for babies. The A plus content speaks to such a specific parent, a parent who is really anxious about making sure that this product is clean, verified, it has all the important things, it's organic, and it's safe for their children. And every single module is just reassuring the parent that this is good for your child. It's gentle on the little gums, it's pinchable, graspable, and all the call outs are just making the parent feel that this is perfect for their child.
I'm particularly loving the color blocking. I think these are really bold colors they've extracted from their packaging. And if you read the language that's going on, and almost every banner, they say something about for tiny hands, pinchable, graspable. So they're talking about not just the food, not just the yumminess of it, not just that it's good for your kid, but that it's actually going to deliver functional value to better their skills, their hand-eye coordination and motor skills. That's a benefit that not every snack can claim. And I love the fact that they have the child eating it right there, because that's the moment that every parent experiences, or every aunt and uncle experiences in my case with their nephew. And so you connect with that moment of them being in their high chair, picking up their little snack with their little hands. And so it's connecting that moment with the language and with the learning and the value that you're going to deliver to the parent. For me, it's the trifecta. So they're nailing it. Really excellent job for this brand. We did not work on this project, but fantastic job. Also, if you pay attention to the little details that's happening here with the design, they have the little pill shapes, they have the highlighting behind the copy, they have multiple different weights of the copy. For me, this is a win all the way around. Fantastic job on this one.
Next brand that we're talking is Hippies.
Hippies. Okay, I could see why you picked this one. This one is genuinely so different from the rest. Every single example that we've shown in this video is so different from the next, and they're so fun in their own little ways. But it's important to pay attention to all the little intricacies and strategies of why they're doing what they're doing to help their customer buy their product. Like, did you see that right above? They had the little shoppable, clickable link. So it's not a shoppable link. Let me correct myself. Those are not actually shoppable.
They're hotspots.
Yeah, this is a hotspot banner, and it's a fun element. It doesn't function as well on mobile, so shout out to the Amazon A+ team. We need to fix that on mobile. But this is a really cool, different type of interactive module to add to your content. And the reason why I love that specifically is that it's increasing the dwell time. And what that means is that people are going to spend more time. They're going to be like, ooh, what are those dots? And they're going to spend just a couple more seconds clicking on it to be like, okay, cool. I get to read about the flavors when I click on the screen. That little bit more of time is signaling to Amazon that people are spending more time on your page versus your competitor's page. So increasing dwell time is a really great signal that we can give to Amazon. And the other ways that we can increase dwell time is by having carousels in our content, having videos in our content, and that can all be done with premium A+ content, which is what you see that they have here. Every brand now has access to premium A+ content. So you can upgrade your content and you can do these things on your page if you sell on Seller Central.
And just looking at this, I feel like this is such an upgrade from basic chips at the supermarket, like the Doritos and all of the chips that are very common. Even the design, the story, and the fact that it's healthy, that just gives me no reason not to buy this.
Honestly, Hippies has been around forever. Like, Doritos could do something this cool. But it's interesting that most of the bigger brands, they don't bring this experience to Amazon. And it's kind of disappointing because they're the legacy brands. And this is why the emerging brands or the challenger brands have such an opportunity to come out and shake things up in categories, because they can bring really awesome content to Amazon and they can make an experience for the customer. And I mean, snacks is one of those things that we're always looking to try as consumers. Like, it's a low entry point. We get excited when we see something on TikTok and social media. We're like, ooh, I want to try that popcorn. Or, ooh, I want to try that snack. One of my favorite places to find really cool snacks is the Food Bevy community. Jordan Buckner always publishes different snacks that he's finding and he curates them into a box. So you can order the box, and he sells those boxes on Amazon too. So you can try lots of different snacks. But that's a really fun way to see what snacks are in the wild. Shout out to Jordan. All right. So moving on to Kodiak Cakes. This is an interesting one. This is another one that we did get to work on. And what's interesting is that they sell on what's called Vendor Central. And so we are limited in the fact that we had to use basic A+ content. And again, Amazon, give Vendor Central brands access to premium A+ content, please. Because we would have loved to use premium A+ content with this brand specifically to bring people into their experience. But this is an example of what you can do still, even with basic A+ content. You still can elevate your content and bring it to Amazon. So there's no excuse to not bring your world to Amazon and have people experience that. So I wanted to call this out and at least have one example of basic A+ content, because for the Vendor Central brands, they have to pay up to $500,000 per SKU with Amazon to get access to premium A+ content. And so it's not always accessible to every brand. So if you are selling on Seller Central, this is more more of a reason for you to upgrade your content and take advantage of premium A+ content, because it does convert and it does work really well. But even if you have basic, the lesson here is that you can upgrade your content, and this is what it can look like. It can still deliver a great experience. So shout out to Kodiak Cakes, because this was one that we loved working on, and we wanted to give them a special highlight here in this curated roundup for the brands that are not having the opportunity to upgrade to premium. This is a great example. All right, let's move on to YesBar. YesBar is one of our all-time favorite clients. Amazon invited Mindful Goods and YesBar to Amazon Accelerate to speak on stage and to share their experience of bringing their world of content to Amazon and what Amazon did for their brand. This is an interesting story because a lot of brands think that they have to go from 0 to 100 on Amazon at once in terms of their content, and that's always great, and that's what we're pushing for. We're trying to get brands to really hit that next level. But in the case of a lot of the brands that we've shared here today, they elevate their content in stages. As they evolve, their branding elevates in this step ladder type of way. Not every brand has $50,000 to just drop on a branding project, you know, or on their packaging. So it's important to realize that as a founder, you can elevate your content little by little. And so they had come to us, I think during COVID, and their brand actually had an aesthetic of what they liked and they were exploring on Instagram. They had what they were doing on their website, and they said like, this is kind of what we like, and we just don't know how to get it to work, get it to like feel the next level. And so we're like, okay, cool. We see what you're trying to do. This helps paint the picture for us. And we were able to take them to the next level. And as soon as they saw that, everything crystallized for them, and they were like, okay, cool. Now we can update our website. Now we need to work with a branding team to flush this out. And then they came back to us again, and we did the whole thing all over again. This is what I mean by step laddering into your identity, your aesthetic. Like sometimes you don't figure it out right away, and it evolves with you. And you get more insights over the years with your consumers as you're doing these trials with your Amazon data that you're able to pull and extract. You can pull lots of data and understand your customer better and help your branding evolve. I mean, look at the little badges that we added to this banner: born in a mother's kitchen, women founded. These are all things that you want to think about highlighting on your PDP to help people come into your world and convert to a shopper. So all the best practices that we mentioned from all the other listings are happening here as well, but just done in a different way. Is there something that stands out to you on this?
What stands out to me is that they're using all of their videos that are outside of Amazon, meaning their Instagram, their Facebook, their social media. They're using their UGC content on their Amazon page as well. If there's a customer on Amazon that's looking for bars and has never seen YesBar before, this just proves to them that there's so many people using this. And so this is something that would make them excited to try.
Yeah, it makes you have instant FOMO, doesn't it? Like, how is this brand so popular and I've never tried it?
Right?
Is this the one that you added to your cart?
Yes.
I will vouch for this one. I mean, all of these products are amazing and tasty. The first time I ever tried a YesBar, I actually said yes out loud. I was like, oh my God, it actually tastes like a cookie. It's mostly seeds, by the way. It's actually really good ingredients for you, but it tastes like you just took a soft cookie and melted it in the microwave. And the other thing about this brand is they're very picky about what they put in their product. I just know that because I got to work with them, and that's what we're trying to communicate here. There's so many things that brands do so well, and you have to pick and choose which things you're going to show on the screen, because that's one of the hardest things. We want to say all these amazing things about the brands that we love, and as a brand owner, you want to say all these amazing things so the customer understands, like, no, but it's also better because of this and because of this. But the consumer only has 5 to 10 seconds to digest everything. So we can't be saying everything. We have to just say the things that matter, and that's it.
Right. The next brand that we're talking about is Momofuku.
Ooh, Momofuku. Again, one of our all-time favorite projects. I do have to share this story because the thing about Momofuku is they came to us and they had their branding figured out. They had invested in packaging. They had done a photo shoot. They had incredible assets for us to use. Not every brand has that out the gate. They had everything lined up. And by the way, this is a team that has their own e-commerce team. They didn't need to come to us. They came to us because we're experts at what we do, and they wanted us to get everything done as quickly as possible for their launch and get it done right. So they didn't have to get over that learning curve of learning Amazon and just do it right. And from the time that they've worked with us, they've actually adjusted this content. This content's a little bit different, but we set up the foundation for them in the beginning. And you can see there's a lot of things that were done really well, especially calling out the different flavors and making sure people know the spiciness of it, leaning into a lot of the elements that are happening on their packaging, having lots of close-up of the food, showing the food in the dishes that they can experience, giving that sense of what you're going to experience, showing the founder, David Chang, who's super famous, like media mentions. We have so much going on in order to promote this brand. Lots of beautiful colors, photos, and video video clips. You have tons of videos of David cooking. They have a world of content. So they gave us a lot to use. And for us, it was like the brand came to us and they gave us the ingredients and the recipe and we just had to cook it. Like it was perfect. And this is one of the brands that really, if you look at the food category in general, this was a breakout brand. They came in and they disrupted a category that was like old and boring. If you think about the noodles that you typically see on the shelves, people look at that and they go like, oh, it's probably filled with chemicals. It's not good for me. I'm not going to eat that. And yes, it tastes good, but what's in it? And in this case, David Chang is, I'm going to do it, but I'm going to do it full throttle. Like I'm going to make these flavors like pop. And the packaging looks great. This team really nailed it. So is there something that stands out to you?
They make it so easy to understand this product. Like if I scroll just for 15 seconds, I'm going to walk away knowing so much more about the brand and the different products and the spice level and which one I like. And I could not have done that anywhere. Like if I went to the store to buy these products, I prefer buying it on Amazon because of how easy they make it for me to choose which one I want.
Yes, absolutely. There's so many elements of this one that you can pick and figure out how you can reverse engineer for almost any brand. So this is a great one to kind of study and understand what works for them. This is a brand that did excellent performance on Amazon. Almost immediately, they were an Amazon bestseller. Obviously, they have a big name behind them, but they did a few things right out the gate, like hire a team like Mindful Goods, have all your stuff ready. And then they also hired Cartograph for their advertising. And that trifecta helped them really launch strong out the gate. And it was an honor to get to work with this brand. It's going to be a top 10. If you want to see the full 10, you can check out our blog on our website at mindfulgoods.co, and we will link it in the show notes. But the goal for this is that you can see excellent examples of brands in the wild on Amazon today, and you can hear how we get to think about brands and what we're looking for in terms of inspiration so that we can push things to the next level, both on Amazon and Shopify for the e-commerce brands that we get to work with. So hopefully brands that are watching this are getting some good takeaways and learning lots in our Amazon Tea Time series.
Yeah. And I've added all of them to my cart.
Yeah, if you're watching at home and drooling like we are, you can go ahead and add these to your cart. Maybe we should link to them all in the show notes so that if you want to support these brands and you want to buy their product, you can grab the links down below. Thanks for joining us for another Amazon Tea Time.
Bye.